Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Dad left us a spell to bring him back. And we messed it up.
It's just legs. I definitely remember Dad having a top part.
From Disney and Pixar,
We only have 24 hours to bring the rest of him back.
there's no magic
Hold on!
like family. Onward.
Hello. This is Adolf. I have with me Krista
Hello.
and Jake.
Howdy.
And today on the 3D or 2D podcast, we're talking about the 3D movie Onward. So Krista wrote the review, and as always, we'll talk about the 3D element first. Krista, since you reviewed it, how was the 3D aspect?
It was pretty good, but there weren't any particularly really standout moments in my opinion. I think it was solid throughout, but I feel like an animated film, especially from Pixar, could probably do better.
Jake, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, the only thing that had any pop at all is one scene with the mana core charging with a sword. But a lot of scenes, and some scenes were too dark and they didn't pop. But, I mean, overall, it was good 3D. It just wasn't great, outstanding, and Krista nailed it right on the head. Pixar normally does better.
No, I did not watch it in 3D. There's one scene where I was assuming the 3D was going to be really good with, or two scenes actually. The introduction where the camera's like zooming in and panning around the environment. Was that any good in 3D?
It's fine.
And then the other scene was with the canyon and the bridge. I assumed that had really good depth. 3D?
Not really. It was
Nah.
just... Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really think this is a movie. I don't think the 3D drastically enhances the experience.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess your overall verdict, the both of y'all on basically in agreement, good 3D?
Yeah.
Then let's move on to the movie itself. So what is this movie about? Just in case someone's not paying attention. Krista.
So this movie is about two I thought they were trolls. They're actually elves. Two elf brothers that eat a spell to bring their dad back to life for one day, but they mess up the spell in the beginning, so then they have to go find a way to finish the spell before 24 hours are up. So they go on a quest to try and finish their spell, try and meet their dad.
And this is an animated movie from Pixar, and it is, the typical kind of, I guess the Dungeons and Dragons kind of a warlock kind of thing, but set in present day.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoyed this movie. I thought it was funny. I thought the ending was really great. We won't talk about the ending here in the spoiler-free podcast, but I thought it was very satisfying. I was a little bit cold on the movie when I started, but I really warmed up to it as it went along. What do you think, Jake?
This movie was at a slow crawl. I mean, it took forever for it to start. But once it started getting going, it's actually good. I don't think it successfully pulls off everything it tried to do, but overall, this is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the beginning of the movie, the establishment, took way too long, and I feel like there's I don't know. I feel like the beginning could have been done better.
Yeah.
And then there was a lot of information that they saved to like the end of the movie, and I was like, you should have put this in the first of the movie. It would have moved a lot faster.
Yeah.
Because the reveal on the Cheeto didn't belong there. It belonged at the beginning of the movie. And that's as much as I will say, because I don't want to, because that little bit's not really a spoiler.
So, you have a good characters here and a good mix of different creatures, I guess. There's trolls, there's elves. There's all these sorts of magical creatures, pixies, and so you get a good mix of things. And how they do kind of explain the disappearance of magic made sense in the context of the story. I appreciate that.
This is a lot better version of Bright than Bright.
Yeah. All right, Krista, do you have anything to wrap up before to say?
I think like Pixar always makes good movies, but I don't think this was the best Pixar movie. I think there have been other Pixar movies like Coco that have done some of the things this movie is trying to do a bit better.
Yeah, it kind of felt like a really great DreamWorks movie, but a really great DreamWorks movie is a weaker Pixar movie. So it's not the best Pixar movie, but it definitely is very enjoyable. Jake, anything last words?
I think I'll save it for the spoil. I'm worried about, I don't want to spoil this. So,
Okay.
Hey, so we'll have more stuff for this in the spoiler cast, folks.
Okay. I enjoyed the brotherly kind of love that's in this story. And overall, before I give my score, since Krista, you did write the review, what score would you give it, which is the official score on the website?
I think I gave it 8 out of 10.
Okay, I'll agree with that. Jake?
8 out of 10.
So we're all in agreement here. It's a great movie. Enjoyable 3D. That's basically going to be it for this spoiler-free podcast. If you want more, listen to the spoiler-rich one. That's it for us. Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank my patrons. Thank you, Kano3D and Mr. Bengal 5 for your financial support on patreon.com. So that's going to be it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Links are in the info box. If you want to send us listener mail, our email address is email3dortwo@gmail.com. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye, everyone.